Hello, and welcome back to Drama After Dark, where tonight we are talking about the season finale, maybe the series finale of Sanditon.
Who knows? Let's just say.
We still don't know, but hopefully we'll find out some more on that soon.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. I'm Jackie Bruley, your co-host, joined as always by Andrea Willannon.
Hello.
And of course, our guest tonight is you guys, the wonderful Sanditon fans who have been tweeting and Facebooking and signing change.org petitions.
Yeah, and honestly, we couldn't be happier to have you because, as we've discovered, it's a hard show to be experts on because there's so much. And you guys really are the experts, so it's been great to have you participating.
And we're delighted by all the wonderful videos you guys sent us, so stay tuned because we're going to play those later. But to kick things off, we are going to do the timed recap, the speed recap, as always. And tonight's victim is Andrea.
It's me? I didn't even
prepare. She says that like she didn't spend time
to prepare.
I didn't even prepare. Are you ready for this? A lot happened tonight.
Sure.
I believe in you. You've got this.
Thank you.
All right, tell me when.
When? All right, kids, buckle up, because spoilers abound. Esther and Babs head out on a flirtatious carriage ride, and you know what they say. First comes love, then comes carriage, then Babs gets Esther's hand in marriage. Meanwhile, Stringer has a vicious fight with his dad, which is, in typical dramatic fashion, ends with his father having a heart attack and burning down half the town? It is not fun.
No.
This guts Tom's finances, so naturally Sidney hairs off to marry Lady Campion and save his brother. Charlotte who? I don't know her. After many heart-wrenching convos between Siddow and Char, our girl rides off into the sunset to be independent if heart sore.
I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
I'll give it to you.
I was so close.
Oh my God.
So much.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, also the other who of this episode was Georgiana, in
Yeah.
my opinion, because we never got a resolution.
No, and I
Where's
wanted
Otis?
so much more from
What's
her.
she going to do?
I think we wanted so much more as kind of the common theme
Yeah.
of this.
Yes, yeah. I mean, she doesn't have to marry Otis to be happy, but
No, of course not.
you know, I feel like the friendship with Arthur is great, but she needed a little bit more. We needed a little bit more closure from her herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, there was a lot that happened tonight.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a couple of our favorite little moments.
Okay.
So the first one, this, not that we like enjoyed this, but the acting was superb.
Pristine. I think it was one of the most beautiful moments they've had together, honestly.
I think so too, and this is of course when Sidney returns from London and breaks the news to Charlotte that in order to save the town, he's going to have to marry What's-Her-Face.
Exactly.
She made that so devastating.
It made my everything just was like, oh. And honestly, both of their performances in that, you couldn't have asked for more. From the eyelashes to the tears to his like usual returning to form with like tightly wound
stoic
Sidney. Oh, so much was there, and I loved it because of the acting in this scene and the way it was shot too, where you felt they sort of alternated, I feel, between being on her level and on his level, so you really felt that you were in the moment.
Yeah.
And the lighting, everything, it was
and then
brutal,
her
but beautiful.
Taking a minute to go into a room and just like cry by the mirror. We were talking about this before the show, but that is like maybe the most young heartbreak move of all time.
Yes, exactly.
They nailed it. I think this was an incredible scene.
Yeah, beautiful scene. All around, well edited, everything.
Now another moment that we really loved, and this was a fun one, was Arthur and Georgiana dancing.
Oh my God. And like, I would have been fine if they were like, if Arthur was like, I'm going to try and see how this goes, but Arthur then later being like, no, we're besties. Like, that was so clear with the two of them dancing. Like, they were having so much fun. It was amazing and precious.
And I think she deserves more friends, and so does he.
Yeah.
Like, he spends so much time with his family. She spends so much time with, like, the weird sisters and the governess and, like, grumpy Sidney. Like, they're both
She needs somebody who's fun and she can hang out with, who wants to make toast and eat wine.
Yeah.
Eat wine and make toast. Drink wine and make toast. Like, perfect.
Adorable. And that cute little hand kiss on the end when he's being berated by Diana, and she's like, okay, bye, I'm gonna keep partying.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah, I love the two of them together. And I feel like even when she was with Charlotte, Georgiana never really seemed to have the amount of fun she had with Sidney, so I think they're a really good pair.
Yes, I agree.
And, you know, if we never if we never get Sanditon season 2, I'm just saying I'll accept the adventures of Arthur and Georgiana as like its own show.
Yes, I would love that spinoff, and I would
Like
watch
Masterpiece did Arthur and George. They could do Arthur and Georgiana. Ha!
That was good.
Thank you.
Speaking of good, we couldn't go through this favorite moments and not talk about Babs and Esther.
Oh, so good.
I'm just such a fan of both of them.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of them together. I'm a fan of them apart. But it was
Yes.
so great to see the person who I think we've seen have like the best journey maybe throughout this entire
easily.
show.
The most growth.
To just have her like get a chance at happiness away
Yeah.
from her horrible stepbrother and like not be dependent on Lady D, who I think really does care and wants to take care of her, but like
Yeah, I think Lady D's caring attitude towards Esther has really come out in the last few episodes. And I think Esther as a good person has also really come out in the last few episodes in a way that I would have never expected from the beginning. And while a lot of the characters had like growth because of the way they found and met and interacted with the other characters, hers felt like she did have Babs to interact with, but a lot of her growth seemed to come from within, and I really loved that. And the scene, while we discussed this in the office again, and saying how while Babs saying, like, I just want to be a good partner was not necessarily of the time, it was a really beautiful moment that was, as we've talked about before on the show, clearly written to appease our modern sensibilities, but in a way that was, like, really lovely and well done.
And it sure did appease us.
Oh
my God.
I was so appeased.
Appeased! Now, I want to also call out one, like, incredible tweet that we got answering this question from @TweetKP2011, who actually suggested that we have all of you as our guests in the final episode. So shout out to you, Karen.
Good job.
She made this incredible video that unfortunately we can't roll because of we don't have the rights to show some of the gifs you used. But she made like all of her favorite moments in all of Sanditon and made this like really cool highlights reel. I'm gonna retweet it on my Twitter account so you can find it there. But it made my day, so I wanted to mention that specifically. And speaking of you guys out there in internet land, we want to hear from you, of course. We want to know your favorite moments. We want to know your Sydney scores. We just want to know how you're feeling, because I know this episode was a lot to process.
Oof, was it?
So come at us, and our fearless social producer, Zach, is putting stuff into the Slack phone, which I'm going to check right now.
Okay.
I know.
Let's take a look.
All right, so what do we got? These are great. Thank you, guys. Okay, so Kathleen on Facebook says, I have PTSD now. Need season 2, please. Kathleen, that's a mood.
Girl, same.
This is a hot take.
Okay, I'm here for it.
Callie says on Facebook, I kind of want to punch Sydney in the face. Callie, I agree with you, and we're going to talk about that pretty soon, actually.
Yes.
So, yes. A favorite moment from Melissa. She says, Esther and Babs' carriage ride. That was super fun. Totally agree. That was
really cute.
Also,
was some really cute, like, negative flirtation there.
Another great comment from David, who says, you guys should have given us a 5-minute grace period to finish crying.
Yeah. Sorry.
David. Yeah.
Sorry,
we could have
David.
used that time, too.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. And then I will just read a couple of more great comments. So this is from Twitter. The best first kiss ever. These 2 cinnamon rolls deserve the world. Oh, from @Gizmodo Malarkey. That must have been earlier in the episode. I am so sorry about what happened right after that.
It was a good first kiss.
To said cinnamon rolls. Yeah, and apparently, juicy fun fact,
Tell me more.
the British version is a little longer. There's a little bit more to that kiss
Well,
in the
I'll
UK.
be hunting that down.
I know. You can find it online. I won't say where, but you can Google it up, and you should. So those are all incredible. Please keep sending us stuff. We have one more from Holly on Facebook, who says, loved this series and will not rest until Sydney and Charlotte's reunite. I like it. I like that attitude. So we are getting some questions on our Twitter poll.
Okay.
Now, this Twitter poll is to go with the hot take debate, which is coming up shortly. And the question that we're going to be debating is, should Sydney have met Charlotte on the cliff? So if you have thoughts about that, we want to hear them. Go vote on the poll, and we will check that out after the hot take debate, so you have a little bit more time
Yes.
to go press that vote button.
Because in fact, the hot take debate is...
Right now! Hot take debate!
Who knew?
Not me. No, I did.
You did. Look at us. So our hot take debate. Sidney meeting Charlotte on the cliff as she's leaving town to be like, bruh, I love you. And she's like, bruh, you're getting married. So, and he's like, bruh, I know.
That would have been a really interesting writing choice if that's how that should actually
Andrew Davies and I talked, and I tried to get him to do it, but he said no.
He was like, that's a little period inaccurate.
And I was like,
bruh.
Bruh.
Wow. God bless. So this is a debate topic where we actually genuinely really disagree. Oftentimes for the hot take debate, we'll take a side just to like have a fun argument because we like that. But this one, we genuinely disagree. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I want you to go first.
Okay. Okay, I will.
Okay.
So here's what I think. I really did not like that he went to her on the cliff. And here's why. It felt to me like Sidney did that for him and not for Charlotte. Like, a lot of that conversation was, I don't want you to hate me. I need you to know that I still care. I'm sorry I have to marry this other person. And I think Charlotte kind of actually defended herself so well in this moment where she's like, of course I don't hate you, but also you need to go be a good partner to the woman you've chosen to marry. Like, don't be messing around with me. You made a commitment, and I respect that you did this for the town, but like, go away, this is hurtful.
Yeah.
I fully get like wanting to have some closure, but oh my God, I would have been more upset if someone did that to me than if I just had the clean break of the like, I'm marrying someone else for reasons that you understand, goodbye. Peace. But you disagree with this.
I do, and this is the reason I disagree with this, is because on both sides, and I said this to you, is if somebody had come up to me, if I had been like, they were like, hey, I'm getting married, you understand why, right? And I was like, yeah, sure, and then ran to my room and ugly cried. Didn't, like, even if I did understand, he never actually said it to her, like, he might have. I feel like he didn't, I feel Sidney probably felt that he didn't describe it well enough.
Okay.
And I think that, from Charlotte's point of view, if I was in her shoes and I was like, wow, he's just marrying Lady Campion, who somebody has previously told me he's madly in love with.
Right.
Or was madly in love with, maybe he changed his mind, maybe this problem. And I, in her shoes, would have been left feeling that I wasn't enough. And I would have actually been comforted by somebody saying to me, look, you are enough. I just have to do this. I do agree that it wasn't fair to him be like, you can't be mad at me, because that's a bad boy thing that they tend to do.
Bad boy
things. But I do think at the same time, Sidney is also hurting, and I think that we can't not accept his pain and him looking for comfort in the pain in this situation. Because we can't forget he's also giving something up. He's also giving up a chance for what he thinks can be true happiness.
That's really fair. That's a good point. I don't know what to think about this scene. It really messed me up. I think we could certainly keep debating because I think this is a really personal thing for sure. But we are going to move on in the interest of time. We still want to hear from you guys, so definitely write what you think in the comments or answer that Twitter poll. And in fact, I'm going to...
take a look. I was going to say, I'm curious.
Over to Twitter
I'm curious to see what people have had to say about it.
What people have to say. Oh, we've got a couple of comments right here on Facebook, so we'll start here. So one of our commenters who, I am so sorry, please tell me how to actually pronounce your name, because you said this last time, and I think it was...
Arndt. Or you mean... Gedma.
But I think it's pronounced differently, and I just can't remember. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, she says, yes, I think he deserved one selfish moment. Up to then, he always had to fix and take responsibility for other people's problems. Accurate.
Thank you.
Not only Tom's, but even Esther's. While she gets engaged, Sidney has to leave Charlotte and never gets to propose. Wow, that's a very good point. Karen agrees with me. Thank you, Karen.
All right, Karen.
And says, I agree with Jackie. I think Sidney was trying to feel better. I felt for Charlotte at that moment. It gave her no closure. And then Paige says, if it had been me, I would have never gotten out of that carriage because I'm stubborn and hold a mean grudge. Laughing, crying emoji.
Let's be honest, that probably would have been both of us,
too. Yeah, the carriage like, no.
Keep driving.
But it was very romantic when he ran up on that horse, let me tell you.
Who doesn't love a man riding up on a horse? And you're like, I mean, maybe he's coming to run away? Is that No? Okay.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and check out the poll. So 77.3% of you said yes, he should have met her on the cliff. 20% or 22.7% say no.
Does this mean I won the hot take debate?
I think it does. And Amanda, our former guest on the show, hi Amanda, she says, and this is going to be a very spicy opinion, Sidney is trash, and also Georgiana was right. And I have to say, Georgiana was right. She literally did say
she was like,
to
he's
Charlotte,
gonna hurt
watch
you.
out. Yeah. Very good point. Thank you for that. Please keep them coming. We are loving your opinions. The spicier, the better, guys.
Yes. We take it hot, not mild.
Yeah. The Drama After Dark story.
We are 3 chili peppers on the menu.
Sure. Yes. As spicy as possible. Now, speaking of spicy, we got to go into our Sidney scores.
Yeah.
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 All right. Do you have your paper ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay, wait.
Don't show
I'm
anyone.
under the timer. Okay.
Secret.
Wait until the... Okay. You ready?
You did the same one
I think we did. And 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. So
mine's 0, 5? I don't know. I don't know how to feel anymore. And yours is 4, 5, 4. Oh, you don't know either.
I struggled.
It's a hard one.
Because at the beginning of this episode, I was a big...
tell you?
That kiss
Oh my God.
was spicy.
The balcony moment?
The balcony moment.
Balcony part 2?
Oui.
Mais oui.
Mais oui. Also, there's just something romantic about a man riding after you on a horse, even though I don't think he should have.
There's also the whole part where she's like, we're not going into town. He's like, I'm so sorry. Like, it was such a...
Yeah.
He's usually so tightly controlled that him being like, you're right, I'm so sorry, I did something stupid. And it was like really cute.
It was really cute.
I'm not gonna lie.
I also have
I don't
to
like
say...
being romantic, but that was really cute.
Yeah, no, you were... Your heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Oh, no, it was terrible.
I will also say that while it was like obviously emotionally horrible for Sidney and for Charlotte, his choice to put himself on the line to save like not just his brother, but also a lot of people in this town are depending on Sanditon.
Yes, exactly. Stringer at this point.
Yeah, and all of his workers.
All of his workers, Tom's whole family.
Right. He like ponied up in a big way. And he also took a week of like trying to raise money before he did it. So like he tried every other alternative. I have to give him props for that.
Yeah, and I do think the other thing too is we've known since episode 1 how dedicated to an obsessive point he is to his family.
Right.
You know, somebody says one bad word about them, even somebody who's actually their friend, and he's like, do not.
Don't mess
Don't test.
with the Parker family.
Don't test me.
Yeah.
So I think it doesn't come as a surprise that he did that, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it is, I also at the same time am just kind of like, but like,
You can do something for yourself.
well, but it's not just that. It's also like, when do you stop feeling that you have to save everybody?
Right.
Like, it's almost a little self-aggrandizing. So it's like one of those things where it's really hard to decide.
Yeah, I struggled. Now, I will say, our fans did not. So we had 2 Sidney scores that I want to call out that we got over the mail. So one was from Angie, who said that she would give him a 5 because that's our rating score, but she actually wants to give him like a 10 million, which I love.
Fair, Angie, fair. Why we never use the real score.
Yeah,
You get your 10 million, girl.
Exactly. And we also had a 5 from at Outlander Fan NL.
Oh.
Who then said that she gives Tom a -10.
Which, I mean, like at this point, I really want to kick Tom's butt.
When I found out Tom did not insure his expensive town,
Yes.
I lost my
Look,
mind.
he didn't insure it. He blew all his money into it, and his wife's running around in a gorgeous dress. I mean,
When you are so far into debt that your sweet, sweet brother saying you can have all of my inheritance is not enough money.
and your other brother decides to marry a woman, you're like, thank Christ, because we were gonna be broke.
Yeah, Tom. We should have done a damn it, Tom.
He should be doing more for his family than
Yes.
this. I'm just saying, Mary in that dress, babe. Kids, adorable. Tom, trash.
Yeah, sorry, Tom, but you lost a lot of points with
Trash.
us tonight. The other really great Sidney score was from Karen again, who I mentioned earlier. She had like carefully mapped out every moment almost in Sanditon of like how she would score Sidney.
Karen.
And I couldn't pull them all into one narrative, but there are a lot of them, and I agree with you on all of them, by the way, Karen. I completely agree.
Was it a lot of ups and
Ups and downs, because Sidney had
Karen.
a lot of ups and downs in
He
this
did.
show.
He definitely had negative numbers at points.
Yes.
He had
Sorry,
a chaos
Sidney.
star from me.
Well,
so,
there it
you know,
is.
it's really all over the place with him, with this guy.
Yeah. Now, obviously, we know that you guys are going to have some thoughts on this. So send us those Sidney scores. You can put them on Twitter. You can put them on Facebook, YouTube. pretty much anywhere. Just tell us what you score him.
And I think, in fact, we have even more fan content to show people.
We do. So, hello, co-hosts. Now is your time to shine. We're going to do our next segment, which is called Why We Love Sanditon. Roll that tape.
Hello, my name is Beth, and I watch Sanditon from St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, my name's Katie, and I'm watching from Mountain Home, Arkansas. My Twitter handle is, and this is with a C, at KDW724.
Hello, I'm Erin, and my handle is iSanditon.
Hi there, my name is Iris Gomez, and I'm saying hello from Miami, Florida. My Twitter handle is IrisGomez7.
Hi there, my name's Angie, and I'm one of your viewers from across the pond.
Hey there, Drama After Dark. My name is Sarita. My Twitter handle is SoSadiTweets, and I watch Sanditon from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Soon to be moving to Texas, so I'll be watching it from there as well when I get a season 2.
My name is Beatrice Emily, and my Twitter handle is Lemelia Says. Today I am speaking to you from Montclair, New Jersey.
And why do I love Sanditon so much? Andrew Davis has taken the manuscript and he has created the most perfect homage to Jane Austen. He has created these characters from her outline and given them such depth and warmth, and they're completely relatable. The acting, the script, the music, the production in general is probably the finest that I've seen in years. I've watched it repeatedly.
I love Sanditon because of the story, the phenomenal writing, the phenomenal acting, the feeling that I get from these characters, the pit in my stomach that I feel for them just keeps me coming back to watch over and over again. It's so amazing. I've watched many, many period dramas, and I've never watched one that I felt this strongly about, just because of the way it makes me feel.
Chemistry between Charlotte and Sidney during the well then conversation, and I thought, this is rare. Then the dance, the swaying, the music, the Goldfield room, the costumes, they connected. They told a story without saying a single word. My favorite part of any story is the emotions that it evokes. And on Sanditon, I don't know how to feel. I laugh, I sigh, I cry. I want to know more about these characters, these story layers, this journey. I want to know more about Sanditon. Thank you.
The cast, whoever picked them, should get an award. The costume, the location, and the script. I think Justin Young has ruined all other romantic scenes for me ever after episode 7. It was just absolutely amazing. The story of Esther, I didn't think I would ever warm to her in the first episode, and by the end I just was over the moon to see her get her happy ever after.
I think Andrew Davis has done an incredible script, bringing the story to life. From the cast to the directors to the way it was filmed to the costume designs, the set designs, and the scenery. I think it was all beautifully done. It's a great storyline, and I can say that my favorite scene obviously has been, and I have several, but my favorite scene is the rowing scene. I think it speaks of love. It speaks of two people coming together and maybe realizing the attraction that they have for each other, but with very little words. So there's just incredible glances and a slight touch, but it conveys such emotions. And basically I get butterflies in my stomach every single time I see it. So in conclusion, if you want to feel like you have fallen in love for the first time and go through that world of emotions of being in love, then I guess my best advice to you is to sail away in the world of Sanditon. Thank you.
Well, there's a few reasons why I love this show, aside that it's an Austen adaptation, and it's probably one of the best that I've seen out there. But I just really, really love this show mostly because it is such a refreshing take, and it's, even though the story happened 200 years ago, it's still very relevant on today's society, with talking about race, talking about women in society, talking about just really two people understanding each other and kind of like becoming and opening up to new things and new experiences. But overall, one of the key parts that I absolutely love is the story of Clara and the story actually of Esther taking the reins of their life and moving forward. And I think that's so powerful and so relevant. And I think for any women out there, it just speaks to our hearts that, you know, we're stronger than we think that we are. And we have incredible power within us. My favorite scene is the ballroom dancing. Besides for absolutely fabulous music and fabulous acting, I particularly like the fact that for the first time we see Sidney actually smiling and happy and really enjoying himself. And we see Charlotte kind of like realizing that, oh my God, I'm actually in love with this guy, and oh my God, I am finally understanding what these feelings that I've been kind of like questioning for a while are. So all together, I just want to say it again, I am super passionate about this show, love it, beautiful, beautiful show, and please find a way to get a Sanditon season 2. We love it, and I think my husband also would appreciate it if you guys do it too.
What don't I love about Sanditon? The music is just beautiful. Ruth Barrett did an amazing job. The costume design, the actors, the characters are engaging. They embraced every aspect of that series. I love period dramas. I will watch anyone that's put on air, and huge fan of all of that. But Sanditon just, I didn't even use my Twitter until I heard Sanditon wasn't getting a second season. So that says a lot about a series, that someone can dedicate a lot of their time to try to push getting these characters the happy ending that they deserve. Sanditon is a must watch. Must watch.
Scene where they dance when she's in gold. The rowing when he is smiling at her is such a genuine smile compared to what he shows everybody else. And it's like, well, like he said, he's his true self when he's with her. And I love that speech. Oh my gosh, that's like the best declaration of love ever. And we need more of Sanditon, even if it's just one more season. Sidney and Charlotte deserve their happily ever after, and it cannot end on a cliffhanger.
I love the show so much that I became a member of my local PBS station to show my support for the show, and I'm really glad that Masterpiece has brought this over to the States so that we can enjoy it. I've been trying to figure out why I love the show so much, and I think it comes down to that Jane Austen is Jane Austen, and she created a wonderful cast of characters and setting for Andrew Davis to work with and really grow. And that cast of characters is what it's all about for me. You have Charlotte and Sidney, of course, but you have the groundbreaking character of Miss Lamb, who I want to know more about her and what happens to her. You have characters like Esther, who I did not like at all in the first episode or two. And then you start to see why she is the way she is and her motivation. And now I'm rooting for her. So it's just been wonderful character development. I just love it. So I really hope that Jane Austen brought closure to her characters for the most part, and I really hope that we get closure and find out what happened to these wonderful characters that this fandom has come to love. My Twitter handle is JungleCatB. That's a long story, but thanks for listening, and really looking forward to / dreading this finale of Sanditon on Sunday.
We see Sidney making his decision, and it's exactly as Charlotte would expect him to. I think she would lose respect for him if he had not done what he had to. And he's a better man because of her. And he's open to love, and they deserve their happy ever after. So we desperately need a season 2. Let's hope so.
I've grown up watching and reading adaptations of Jane Austen. Obviously the books weren't adaptations, but thoroughly enjoyed them. And there is a safety in Jane Austen that I love, and that is that whatever's going on in the world, I can turn to her and there will be a happy ending. And unfortunately, this has not happened with Sanditon. We are left with a crushed Sidney who we've already know has had 10 years of absolute misery and is destined now for a future of it. And Charlotte in tears. When I saw her face in that carriage, I felt like my heart was smashed into 1,000 little pieces, and it has not recovered. This is not how Jane Austen ends. The writers know it and we know it, and I would just ask that you please complete this in a way that Jane Austen would do. And that is all.
Wow.
Aww.
Okay.
All right.
Can I just say, you guys are the best.
I mean, my favorite part of Sanditon has been the fans.
Yeah, 100%.
To be honest. Like,
we didn't say it in favorite moments, but it's true.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just the interactions, the amount of commitment and dedication. It's been really great.
Well, and the number of you that said in your tweet with your video, like, I hate being on camera, like, this makes me uncomfortable, but I'm going to do it anyway because I love the show so much, like, dang, guys.
Also,
like,
trust us, we get it.
Yeah.
We hate being on camera.
Yeah,
this
buddy.
This is terrible. This is a nightmare.
But you all did so well, and we loved it. Like, great points, beautiful moments that you talked about. Just like, you guys.
I know.
Best co-hosts ever.
Yes. Best guests ever this week.
Sorry.
Special guests.
Special guests. All of you. You're the best.
Very special.
So we're going to go into our next segment now.
Okay.
And our next segment is, We Were Right!
We were, well, mostly right.
Sort of, yeah.
At least 50%.
We did pretty well.
Yeah.
So we always do this segment,
Yes.
the first episode of the season, called Crystal Ballers, where we talk about what we think is going to happen that season before we watch the show. And now we sit here and gloat because we're like that.
And while it wasn't quite our Poldark guessing, which was like on point,
Right.
we did pretty good.
We did. So to quickly run these down.
Yes.
The first one was Clara is a snake in the grass.
Correct.
Correct. And can I just say, we feel good about that one because it wasn't super clear from the first episode that she would be a villain.
Yeah.
Ha ha!
We were right.
Number 2, Lady D will mentor Charlotte.
So we're giving this like a 50% because we definitely, there was a lot of mentoring here. There wasn't as much as we expected.
Right.
And I feel that if there was to be a Sanditon season 2, especially with that story we heard from Lady D in this episode,
Right.
While it might have been just foreshadowing, if there was a season 2, I feel like we would see a lot more mentoring there with the two of them.
100%. Okay, this one we did get completely wrong, which was that sleazy younger Mr. Denham would make a move on Charlotte.
Yeah, very wrong.
Thankfully he did not, because I did not want to see that.
No, Edward was all over poor Clara.
Yeah.
Though Clara was a snake in the grass, so, but still.
Worked out okay for both of them, I guess.
Exactly. I guess.
Our next one was Miss Lamb and Charlotte will become BFF. We were right, although Arthur did kind of swoop in at the last second to take that BFF trophy.
Third period goal right there. Arthur's like, hello!
Da-da-da-da, it's me.
Which, talk about a new golden trio right there.
Yes. That's the Harry Potter golden trio I want to see in the world, for sure, yes. Great. And then finally, oh man, we think Tom will succeed. So technically this is correct, but it's not because of Tom.
Yeah, no.
Damn it, Tom!
Tom failed. Tom failed and made everybody else fail, but Sanditon is succeeding, I guess.
Tom. Oh. Yeah, seriously. So, you know, I give us a pretty good score on that.
Yeah.
We were mostly right.
Yeah, so I would say like a 70. We got a C+.
Yeah, we passed.
We passed. We're fine. We didn't fail.
Hey. And with that, we will go to my very favorite segment.
Yes.
You love it so much, I know.
I do.
If you like this.
So I know you have a very special selection for us, Jackie.
I do. So I, like many of you, had some different ways I would like to see this show wrap up. And I've definitely had this happen before, where I've had shows that I am loving every minute of it, and then you get to that season finale or series finale, and you're like, what just happened?
Firefly.
Firefly.
Buffy.
Game of Thrones. My God.
Yeah. I'm just only doing Joss Whedon ones, apparently.
Sure. Yeah. Well, every Joss Whedon show would fall under that
Joss
umbrella.
Whedon
So
show.
you heard it here first. So my recommendation, if you like Sanditon and you wanted to maybe see it go a different way,
or you just want more,
is fan fiction. So there are some really great sites where you can read a lot of really wonderful fanfics. Archive of Our Own is one, fanfiction.net is the other. If you go and search for your favorite ship, so whether that's Sidlotte, if you look for the Sidney/Charlotte pairing,
or do you just want really cute domestic scenes with Esther and Babs?
Yeah, you can look for that. You can even look for Georgiana and Charlotte friendship fics.
Yeah.
So I would really highly recommend this because it will help soothe the horrible feeling of watching the pair that you like not end up together.
Burning sorrow.
Yes. So yeah, give fanfic a chance. There's some really amazing writers out there who are doing really great work for free, and it's a cool community too. So check it out. Fanfiction. I approve it.
Heard it here first, ladies and gents. And then for me, so while, like many people, I would love to see a season 2, we don't know if that's going to happen. I do have to say that I am a sucker for a sad ending.
Yes.
I am. So when I saw this ending, I have to say, and I know most people will disagree with me, I was okay with it being a heartbreaking ending because I love heartbreaking. My heart will forever yearn for you ending. There's something about it that to me, I'm just like, ooh, yes. It's like when it's a happy ending, I'm like, no, I'm too emotional now. I feel like I want to cry for their happiness. I don't like it. So if you like me, like a little, like, ooh, that's painful.
And like angst.
If you like an angsty ending, I would say I have 2 movies I want to share.
Okay.
Neither of which have anything to do with us, but In the Mood for Love by Wong Kar-wai. It's a Chinese film. It's set in the 50s in Hong Kong. Beautiful cinematography. Very slow, I will say that. I think it's well paced. I know a lot of people had said it's too slow for them, but it's a very poignant film, and it's amazing with lots of like yearning in it. And then my other one is a very angsty film called The Piano by Jane Campion. A lot of people have probably seen it. It takes place in New Zealand. It stars Holly Hunter, Harvey Keitel, Sam Neill, and a very young Anna Paquin.
What a cast.
In fact, I believe it's what Anna Paquin won her Oscar for.
Oh, that sounds right, actually.
I think so.
Wow.
And again, that's another one. That one is much more, violent isn't the right word, like it doesn't have violence in it. There's one violent scene, but for the most part, it's a lot of high emotions and a lot of like very outbursty angst. But again, very heart-wrenching, so.
I like it.
Yes, thank you.
So we've got happy ending and angst.
Angst ending.
Got it both.
And then,
yes,
if you just want more of us,
well,
hey, who doesn't? We will be coming back next season.
Yes.
With Call the Midwife.
Yeah.
So you should join us to chat about that. I know a lot of people love it, and we'd love to have you.
Yeah, so that's going to be starting March 29th, and we would love to have you all join us. If you haven't seen the show yet, it is delightful and very sweet, and I believe is all streaming on Netflix in the US, so if you haven't seen it.
But it will be streaming 2 episodes at a time as they go for 2 weeks after each broadcast on WGBH.org.
That is correct. So get excited, folks. And of course, if the stars align and there is a Sanditon season 2, you can bet your bottom dollar that we will be back covering that too.
Yes.
If it happens, which we don't know, but we'll see.
Nobody's told us.
Yeah. I wish they would.
Single tier.
Yeah. So now we're going to go into our last major segment, ranking of the day.
Hey.
Yeah.
And this week, we have to say, because of the way the show has been.
Right.
Because we were pretty hardcore Sidlottes in terms of them. These are our 5 favorite moments between Sidney and Charlotte.
Yes. Top 5 Sidlotte moments. You ready to break them down?
I am. I think so.
Okay.
All right.
Number 5. The conversation that they have right after they work together to help save the Elder String Bean when he falls off of that horrible ladder.
The first moment where Sidney really respects Charlotte. It feels like the first moment where he's like, okay,
I get it.
She's not just an airhead who's mean about my brothers.
Right. There's a thawing. There's an apology. There's her being a little quippy.
Yes.
Which I like.
Yes.
It's a good moment.
It is a good moment. My next favorite moment is going to be that London society ball.
Oh, Lord. Yes.
From the moment she walks down the stairs and Sydney's like, that gold dress is really pretty on you, huh? He doesn't say that. I know he doesn't say that.
But he thinks it. He says it on
in his little noggin.
Yeah.
From that moment to like them dancing to like him going and finding her with Susan, Lady Susan. Just so much of it is like, it's the moment where Sydney's kind of like, I just want to be in the same room as her, and it's really cute.
It's really cute. It is. Another moment that is on our list.
Even though we debated it.
Yes. Sidney riding up on the horse to say goodbye to Charlotte.
Yes. And I know for you, it's just the riding up on the horse and it ends there.
Look, I love a man on a horse.
For me, it's the whole thing, but you know, we'll agree to disagree.
We will.
Yeah.
And our next one, I have written down in my notes, I'm on a boat, but of course we're talking about the scene when they're rowing together.
Yes, when he's teaching her how to row.
Yes. Some of you correctly pointed out that this was, I think, like, sexiest sex scene with no sex happening.
Yes.
Yes, mood.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
I really get into somebody who's good at something teaching me how to do the thing that they're good at.
Yes.
Like, that is fun.
And it gives
It's a fun way to flirt.
some like fun ways to like, you know, touch each other just a little bit on the hand, on the waist.
And even if you're just friends, you're getting to learn something from somebody, which is pretty cool.
Right. It's a good moment.
But in this scene, they were not just friends.
No. And of course, the number one, that cliff kiss though.
I mean, dang.
Yeah.
I mean,
whoo girl.
Oof.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was stirring, and we liked it. Call it like I see it.
I felt stirrings in my heart, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, and I was like, romance, yuck.
I was like, my panic kicked in, my fight or flight.
Sure.
Jackie had to hold me down so I didn't run out of the room.
No, you have to watch it.
And then I just wound up fighting the feelings. Is what happened.
Well, it was a big moment.
It was.
Now,
it was
obviously,
really
you know, there are a million other beautiful moments between the two of them, but these were the ones we liked the best.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm curious, do we have any from fans?
Oh, I bet we do. I'm gonna pick up the phone now and see what we've got. Hello? Oh, okay. So we've got a few more comments. I wanna call out some Sidney scores that we have here.
Oh, yes.
These are from Facebook. So Maureen says 0. No commentary, just a 0.
Yes, Maureen.
I think is pretty great. Thank you, Maureen. Karen says, at most, he is a 1.
Girl.
Yeah, okay. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have a comment from Mariano who says, Sidney is a 5 in my book. He sacrificed his love for the love of his family. I don't think Charlotte would marry him if he left Mary and the kids in poverty. Plus, I don't think her dad would give his blessing either.
Interesting.
That's a really good point.
That is an interesting point.
Thank you for that. And then one more Sidney score. Poor Sidney, I give him a 5. He's given up everything and is heartbroken. We need season 2. Erica. Not a bad point. And then for the comment of the day, I think we got to go with these 2 comments. One from Jolanne, which says, love all the videos from the Sanditon Sisterhood.
Oh.
Agree. We loved those videos so much. You guys are the best. And one from Erica that says, great testimonials, everyone. And then the little emoji with the smiley face and all the little hearts flying around it, which is exactly how we felt when we watched these videos.
When we got videos, we were like,
yeah, thank you guys. It was
friendship.
Great. Yes.
Internet friendship.
The internet. Yeah, honestly, you guys rock.
So with that, I think it's adieu for now.
Yes.
You can come back and see us in March, on March 29th for Call the Midwife, in fact. We would love to have you guys. And if Call the Midwife is not your show, feel free to skip it and join us next time because we will be covering another show after that.
We don't know what it is yet, so if you have a strong opinion of which PBS shows or Masterpiece shows that you love a lot and you want us to cover, like, throw us a comment, drop us a line. We definitely want to do what you guys like. So,
and if you haven't yet, join us on Facebook at WGBH Drama Club. And tweet at our handles. Jackie's Twitter handle
at JK Bruley.
My Twitter handle, which is at Trixie Delights. It's a reference to Paper Moon.
It's great.
or at GBH. Let us know what you want to see, and we hope to see you guys soon.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.